And every time we talk, if it's just gossip and negative, everything in your world's falling apart with your first world problems, that's not going to work. Why can't we just have a conversation where it's positive, where it's enlightenment, where we're teaching each other something, where, you read a new book, you saw a program that taught you something new, something happened amazing in your family's life. If it's always a dark, negative conversation, I'm sorry, my time is precious and my energy, I really, truly keep close to me, and I keep it for certain people, because if you drain me, if you're draining my cup, right? If you're draining my cup and you're never filling it back, that doesn't work anymore.
All right, my man. And with that said, we were recording again. Good night, Ken. It's nighttime.
Oh, wow. Good evening, Fenton. Welcome back.
Yeah, man. We here.
Congratulations, by the way. I know we've talked it on previous episodes, but would you like to share, Fenton?
We got a baby. Having a second child is like refinancing your house. It's like you set another 30 years.
Reset the clock.
You took some equity out, but the return is immeasurable. It's priceless. The value that we've added to our home is priceless. So it's pretty great.
That's amazing. Congratulations again, brother.
Thanks,
all the
man.
blessings and love to you and your family.
Yeah, thanks. And we're not trying to catch up to you. We're done. That is it.
Oh, you don't want a soccer team? Oh, okay.
I'll put it like this. It's not happening. It's definitely not happening. We're too old for this. People think that like they see us and they're like, oh, but you look so young. I'm like, look at my beard, man. I was like, how could you possibly think that I'm in my 30s? My wife, yes, I could understand people mistaking my wife for being in her 30s. Absolutely. She looks very young. I do not.
You do. Yeah.
Like, I'm just an old man with a young wife. That man's about his legacy. He's trying to have 10 kids. Look at that young wife he got.
Well, read the script. Come on.
Welcome to Products of Circumstance, the podcast with Ken Skeen and myself, Fenton Joseph. We discuss mental health and mindset matters through the lens of Black men. The show is unscripted, unfiltered, and mostly unedited. We choose our topics randomly. Ken's going to let us know what we're going to talk about in just a minute. But first, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And most importantly, I'll please share with somebody who's on their personal development journey so that we can help them out. All right, dude? What are we talking about?
Yeah. All right. So I took notes. I was in my car driving. I talk to myself when I drive sometimes. I'm sure people can relate. And I texted myself, right? So this is how
Siri.
This is how I. No. It was voice to text. It was voice to text. I was not the guy with his head in his phone doing 80 on the northern. All right. Anyway, so topic. Let's get to the topic. So this is what I said to myself. We need to ask ourselves: are the people in our lives making deposits or withdrawals? Is the energy people take or leave positive or negative? Because when you allow people just to make, withdrawals, we're not leaving deposits, right? They're not leaving positive. They're just draining you. No one makes one withdrawal. They will continue to take your energy if you allow it. So let's say that again. We need to ask ourselves, are the people in our lives making deposits or withdrawals? Is the energy people take or leave positive or negative? No one takes one withdrawal. They will continue to take your energy if you allow it. So, that being said, the reason I have about an hour drive to work each way every day, which to some people that sounds, you want to throw up in your mouth right now. For me, I love it. I actually love the drive home, especially I get to decompress before I walk into the house, see my beautiful family, and be the positive, energetic father and husband that they want. So it helps me. The drive to work, I'm not that person sitting in traffic, hating traffic, and I can't believe this is happening to me. I have my audiobook on. I usually have some old school hip hop on, when there was still a lyricist. And I just cruise and I chill. And I get to work on time, and it is what it is. But I love my adventure. But I guess, was it maybe one day Fenton and I were talking in the morning? Sometimes we do talk when I'm driving, we'll call. And I was talking about, I guess there are days that I will call on Fenton, Fenton will call on me, aside from this podcast. And I do feel sometimes like I'm asking of your positive energy. And I do, like, I'll make the comment, I just want to make sure I'm not taking advantage. I never want to feel like I'm taking advantage of your time. Time is very important. I think one of the most important things in someone's individual life. And forget being a family man, a sibling, a child, a parent. Forget that for 1 second. Your time is the most precious, important thing that you had. That's the way I feel. I'm sure others feel the same way. So I never want to make it feel as if I'm just dumping a scenario or an emotion on when I talk to you, Fenton, or onto someone else that's who I feel important in my life. I always want to make sure I'm filling their cup as they fill my cup. And when I say that, I mean the metaphor of leaving positive emotion, leaving positive energy, having a creative talk, creative mindset, and just making sure that it's not just a take, but also a give. I never want to just take your time and take your energy. I want to be able to be the one where you call on me and you can say, well, I need your ear. I need to talk in your ear for a moment. Can you hear me out now? And as long as you have that balance, everything should be Gucci. But there could be people, me personally in my life, there have been people in my life that I've had to say, I'm cutting the cord. Because every time we speak, you're either talking negative about yourself or others, which means I wonder what you're saying about me when I'm not around. Not that you are, not you, Fenton, not that someone is, but if you're going to talk about people and me and have gossip on your mind, right? Gossip is very dangerous, but it is, forget that. That's a whole other episode. What are you saying about me when I'm not in the room? So people like that, I've decided to cut out of my life, and I don't want that energy. And then also if someone calls and it's always just an issue, I have no problem listening to you, especially if I keep you in my circle. But be there if I need to speak also. And every time we talk, if it's just gossip and negative, everything in your world's falling apart with your first world problems, that's not going to work. Why can't we just have a conversation where it's positive, where it's enlightenment, where we're teaching each other something, where, you read a new book, you saw a program that taught you something new, something happened amazing in your family's life. If it's always a dark, negative conversation, I'm sorry, my time is precious and my energy, I really, truly keep close to me. And I keep it for certain people, because if you drain me, if you're draining my cup, right? If you're draining my cup and you're never filling it back, that doesn't work anymore. I've decided, I used to just sit there and let people, all right, go ahead. Tell me your problems. Tell me your problems. Tell me your problems. Give me all your problems, but there's always only problems. You start to, you're gonna feel that. You feel it in your body. You feel it. You're thinking about it. You worry about it. I've got my own problems. And it shouldn't always be a problem. Now, look, I'm not saying that I will never listen to my friends and family problems. That's not what I'm saying. But it shouldn't always be a problem. Give me the positive also.
Yeah.
Give me the positive. What's going on in your life that's good? Don't tell me everything. Don't tell me the sky's falling. Stop it. Stop. It's not always falling. But yeah. Was that too much? I just...
No, of course not. That's the reality, that I think people may have difficulties expressing that sentiment. So it's good to hear you say it. I think a lot of people feel that way about other people in their lives. I think a lot of people may not realize that they are that person who's making those withdrawals all the time and not making enough deposits, not having that balance. So maybe somebody hears it and, asks themselves, which person am I? There's a really quick, it is a younger person that I know that I kind of mentor, and along with somebody else that we know, we try to provide wisdom, whenever possible. And we're all entrepreneurs. So that's kind of the tie that binds us all together is entrepreneurship. So being more seasoned entrepreneurs, we try to impart wisdom, make sure that this person doesn't, make the same mistakes that we've made and things like that. And I actually just posted today on LinkedIn about how business is really way more about character, mindset than anything else. Like, you can learn the skills. The skills are not hard to learn. You can master anything with enough consistency over time. But your character, your mindset, that's work that only you can do. And to your point, the thing that made me bring up this individual is that recently I had to say, hey, man, every time we talk, I looked at the thread, the text message thread, it was going back to February of 2022. It's November 2023. And I was like, you keep asking the same questions, right? You keep bringing the same scenario. Should I do this? Is this the right thing? Da, 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 da. And it's like, we've been talking for almost 2 years now. I need to see some growth.
Mm-hmm.
Are the words that we're saying to you going in one ear, out the other? I don't think so. I don't think that's the case at all. Because we've seen growth in other areas in terms of how this person executes things on like the business front. Mm-hmm. But the mindset stuff, haven't seen enough growth there. And I had to call it out and say, hey, look, man, next time you come to us in a text message, don't come asking the questions about the issues that you're having and the doubts and all that other stuff. I said, you need to work that stuff out. Go into a situation with boldness, with confidence, being clear, and then come back to us and say, hey, here's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
Impress us. Tell us something that will make us proud of you. Not just bring, the doubt and the questions. And it's like, at some point, you gotta grow out of it. And that's not being unfair or harsh or anything. Like you said, we got to protect our energy too. Mm-hmm. We got to protect our peace. I'm not a Federal Reserve. I don't have all the energy in the world. I got a newborn. I'm tired. Freaking tired, man. I don't.
I'm sorry. Oh man, yeah. What'd you send me 2 days ago? Oh, I'm good. I got 5 hours of sleep. I'm like, okay. You think you're out the trenches? All right.
Just for the context for everyone listening, I've made it very clear that emotionally, I do not fold because I really don't. I'm not a give-in, coward type of person. I am a man. I am a human being. I am physically tired. I will push through, but make no mistake, I am tired, y'all. All right, that interrupted baby sleep is no joke. There's a difference between getting 5 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep, uninterrupted, and getting 5 hours of sleep with a baby waking up every 2 hours or on the hour. So that's all that is.
None of that REM, huh?
No REM, bro. I hit the REM on the couch earlier today. No. I'm sorry. It wasn't in the couch. It was at the doctor's office. We had a doctor's appointment with the baby. And the nurse went out and I put my head back, put my cap. I was dreaming about something. Probably dreaming about my bed. Anyway, I couldn't agree with you more that, it's not just about taking, when you're a light in this world, people are drawn to you. Mm-hmm. And they're not sure what the source of that light is. Mm-hmm. They just know that you're a light, but wherever you draw your energy from, like you have to go back, to that source. You're not the source. You're just a conduit. So people come to you for the light, and it's like they're just drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing. And it's like, yo, I know I'm a light and I know I shine bright, but I could go to a dark place too. You know what I'm saying? Like my light might dim if I just let everybody just constantly keep taking. You know what I'm saying? Like I need people like you to come and throw some timber. You know what I'm saying? Like I need people who's out in the back chopping wood and then putting it on my fire, you know, so
Right.
I could burn bright. And everybody ain't about chopping that wood and bringing something to the campfire.
Right.
You know, we should all come with something, man. And some people don't. So I get those people out of my life. I just don't allow them in.
Right. And then like I was saying before, we have to, because I'm you know, I'll say I was that person that bring it on. Let me try and fix. And you can't fix everyone. You can't fix. My wife always told me, you can't fix everyone. You can't fix everything. So
And everybody don't want
stop.
to be fixed.
Not every, yeah, right. Okay, there you go. Not everyone wants to be fixed. Some people just want to be heard. And you could be one of you could be one of the people that wants to be heard, but you're looking for a solution. But you have people just want to be heard because they want the misery. So will you be miserable with me? You know, what does it say? Misery loves company. Would you be? Was it Mr. Rogers saying? Seriously?
Won't you
Will you be my
me?
neighbor? Right? Will you be miserable with me? There are people that just love that. They want misery with them. And it's not that they may hate you or have a certain accord against you. It's, well, I love you so much and you've been always there for me. Share the misery with me. Not realizing, all right, you're dragging me in like a crab in a bucket to keep me in your dark place. And a good friend or family member would say, all right, I'm going to go into that dark place with you 1 month, 2 months, a year, 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, because I'm trying to pull you out of it, not realizing that it's not even your dark place. It's not even your negative thoughts. It's that person that you love and care about so much that just keeps going back to the drama, to the stress, to the past, thinking about the past and reoccurring thoughts of things you can't change about your life, about yourself, about others, but keep reliving that. And they just want the company. Come relive this with me every day. But at the same time, all you're doing to yourself, you're not helping them. I'm not talking about everyone. This is not for everyone. I'm talking about the people that really don't want help from you. All they want is for someone to listen to their misery and be miserable with them. Get them out of your life.
You know, I had a friend like that who I'll make the distinction that they weren't, I don't know if they knew what help looked like. They needed to be heard. They needed help. I don't know if they knew what help looked like. I don't know if they knew what the end looked like. Life was really falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
And as their friend, I really went into a lot of those dark places with them, you know, and, you know, thankfully I was strong enough to be able to go to those places and come out of it myself, you know, because you can go into those places with people and then you don't come out on the other side yourself, you know, or you come out a different person. And I remember, I'm pretty sure that's when I was still drinking. It had to have been when I was still drinking. There's no way I would have been around the places where this person was if I were not drinking. I was definitely still drinking then. And it was a lot because I found myself drinking a lot. And I was drinking for all the wrong reasons. That's how I started drinking. And I've been, you know, sober 2011, 13, 12 years. 12 years now. And that was really bad for me. I was just kind of in a place where I was starting to come out of that, you know, and getting my mind right. and getting my faith right and stuff like that. But I hadn't stopped the drinking yet. And I never really thought about it before, but that almost kind of took me back. You know what I'm saying? Like it almost kind of took me under. And actually it was around the time when I had met my wife. It was around the time that I met my wife. And I remember I was drinking and I met her somewhere. And, you know, she was like, you're like a completely different person, you know, when you drink. Like, you're not the guy that I met. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're mad, like aggressive and stuff when you drink. Like, I don't like that guy. And it was an eye opener. It was like, I think I've gone in deep undercover, and I'm starting to lose myself. Like under those movies, The Undercover Detective.
Well, I was thinking about deep cover just now with Snoop.
It's like
hey, what
was
it?
Fishburne.
Lawrence
Fishburne. Yeah, I can't.
Lawrence Fishburne's in it. Snoop. Well, no, Snoop's saying the thing. It doesn't matter. He was an undercover guy. It was called Deep Cover. Look it up, people.
Deep Cover, yeah.
I mean, yeah. But you made a comment. You made a comment just now about you felt like when you went into the dark place when you were drinking, and then you know it's not the but there was a comment you made, something about like you were in deep, right? Which made me think about something. All right, so lifeguards, right?
Thank you.
When lifeguards, huh?
No, say it. I was thinking the same thing.
All right, so we're so connected. All right. So with lifeguards, when they're in training, they're taught something. So if someone is drowning, you're supposed to have a raft or that, you know, that orange thing they carry, the floaties, or something to push towards the person drowning, because the person who's drowning, if they get on top of the lifeguard, like grab onto their back because they're scared, it's just, you know, they're scared. The lifeguards are taught, keep your distance. Or if they're on you, get them off. They're actually taught, get that person off of you because you're both going to drown. So again, this, you know, you said you're going in deep. You got to keep your distance. You got to, you know, help them out. You want to save this person. You want to help them. If they're asking again, when I was making those comments, please listen to what I was saying. It's not for everyone. I'm just talking about the people that never fill your cup back up. Not someone who you love and consider a true friend or family, and you're just trying to get them the help they're begging you and asking you for in that moment in their life. But you still got to keep some kind of a distance so that you don't get pulled down with them. Your point is to save so you can pull them back up. Right? You want to bring them back to that light and say, look, I'm with you. I got you. We're on this journey together, but I will not allow you to pull me down with you, because then we're both going to drown. Yeah.
That's a lesson learned, man. They was definitely on my back, bro. It was definitely on my back. They almost took me on it. And, you know, that was a lesson learned. You know, thankfully, you know, they came out of it. You know what I'm saying? They did come out on the other side. And it's a blessing, and we can look back, you know, the two of us on that time and be like, wow, you know, like the grace and the mercy, you know, things. I'm telling you, bro, there were some crazy times, life-threatening times, but we made it out. And yeah, I just don't. I keep people at bay. You know, there's somebody that I spoke to recently that, you know, was a person, you know, that, you know, I never figured there's no reason for them to be in my life, you know. But, you know, if people are, you know, good-hearted, you know what I'm saying, if their intentions are good, you know, you can tell, and I'm cool with that, you know. But you still kind of have to, like the lifeguard, you know, you gotta keep people, you know, at a reasonable distance, you know. Not to be like jaded or anything. You just got to use wisdom. You know, trust your gut. There's no guidebook for this stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's no manual to be like, all right, well, there's this type of person. What should I do with them? Blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, ask people. You know, use the wisdom of your circle. A lot of times you just got to trust your gut. How does this person make you feel? You know, when they're around you. Like, you know, you always say, like, you know, when you hang up the phone with somebody, you know, you want to feel like you got something, they got something. You know, you're a very generous person. You don't always want to feel like you're just taking, you know, and I appreciate that a lot, you know, and you also try to give. And you've taught me a lot. I don't say this to you, but you've taught me a lot, because I'm I talk a lot. Okay. It is what it is. I talk a lot. In my head, my life is pretty interesting, and I've got a story for everything. And, I kind of talk without thinking, but always to try to be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm always referencing myself because, it's my lived experience that I'm thinking somebody might be able to impart, or receive some wisdom, from my experiences that's like adjacent to theirs. But I admit and I understand, I acknowledge there's a lot of me. There's a lot of Fenton, when I talk. It's not because I'm full of myself. I'm actually trying to be generous and vulnerable and share my life experience with people so they could be like, oh, okay, let me not do that, or let me do this or whatever the case is. But, so you've shown me, you're somebody that's like always asking, like, how am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, how's my family doing? Da, 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 da. And I've been like, yo, like, if I were to scroll back in our text messages, like how many times do I ask about, your kids, you know what I'm saying? And your wife, and it's not, it doesn't come from a bad place. It's just, we could all stand to do a little self-assessment and, are we giving? Are we taking?
Mm-hmm.
Do we have balance? How are we impacting other people? When we hang up that phone, I'm trying not to cough. And your high level mindfulness, is helping me to try to be better about it, in conversations that I have with other people. You know what I'm saying? So that I do like more listening, I said my mother-in-law was like, you need to stop cutting Ken off. Ma, if you're watching, that I'll never forget that. She said, you need to stop cutting Ken off. He was cutting, you need to let him talk.
Thanks, mother-in-law. I appreciate you. That's for you.
It's just my nature because I talk a lot, and if I think of something that I think is like helpful or useful, I want to get it out of my head. But I never, ever, and another point that you said, and I was gonna wrap up, is like, you never know what people are saying about you, when you're not in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And, if I were to be out of here tomorrow, I would want to be known as somebody who is a generous listener, and really focused on other people more than I was myself. And that has a lot to do with like the type of person that I used to be. I think I have like a bit of like shame and like stigma around like just being like a super arrogant, know-it-all, me type of person.
You have shame in that?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it
stop. It was rhetorical.
Stop. That's not helpful.
Stop. Why do you have shame?
It's okay
Why
to
would
have
you
an answer for that question?
Wait, no, I didn't say it wasn't okay. But why would you still carry the shame for a person that you no longer are?
If that's a rhetorical question, I'm going to answer it.
Why would you still have shame for the person you no longer are? Don't be shameful.
You know that I know that you're right. And you know that I know that that's where we're trying to get. I'm simply
not trying. Trying is a dangerous word. That's where we're going.
That's where we're going. What I'm sharing for the benefit of anybody who might be listening is that I'm on that journey still. And we're all going to be on different journeys, and, different phases of our walk towards our destination. There is a residue. There is a residue of emotion that's connected to how I used to be, because it was really, really unproductive and in some cases hurtful. And the detritus of that, the wake of that person that I used to be.
I'm sorry.
What?
Please use that in a definition. Go ahead, Webster.
No, I don't like I'll just get the dictionary because I like to actually.
Yeah, please. All right. I will raise my hand. If I don't know a word, I'm going to ask what that word means.
Okay.
Because I did not see that word on my toilet paper of dictionary words. That was not on the word of the day.
Detritus, waste or debris of any kinds. Sentence, streets filled with rubble and detritus. And what I mean by that is all the crap, the trash, that I left behind, living that way, being that person. All that stuff, I think back about it. I'm like, man, I really left a lot of trash in those streets. I can't go back and pick it up. To your point, I think about it. Sometimes. And I'm like, man, that wasn't so cool. And I'm so glad that I am becoming a different person and that I'm already a different person. And as they say, I may not be where I'm going, but I'm so glad I'm not where I used to be.
Okay.
All
right. Fine. Thank you for sharing. All I heard was me. That's
messed up. I'm gonna cry tonight. I'm gonna cry tonight because you just said that. This stuff is working.
Oh my God. By the way, I really do. That is my real laugh. People have asked, it's like, what do you, I laugh from the gut. All right. That is my laugh. It's contagious. Enjoy
Your laugh
it.
is fine. You have to hear my brother.
Really?
Your laugh is totally fine. I love my brother-in-law. I'll play this for him. He knows. I'm not going in. It's not like I have it on a recording and I'm going to play it. Your laugh is totally normal.
Thank you. You're a special kind of person.
I love you, bro.
I love you more, bro.
Well, I love you too. I was talking about my brother-in-law.
That looks like a wrap up. Let's read the teleprompter.
Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share with somebody on their personal development journey. And we'll catch y'all next week.
Peace.